Last summer down at Galveston, and Harley, the youngest one, she started breaking out from whatever the sand, so we had to leave. They had a pool there, so I was like, oh, fuck me. Sand's just.
Kids have, like, no, have, like, a little bit of area. I mean, not generally, but what's happened to before, too.
All right. 1, call to order, roll call, and establish quorum.
Megan? Here. Courtney? Here. Dustin?
Here.
Lene? Okay. Kayon, Ashley, and Jody are absent.
Two, consideration and action on consent agenda, minutes from June 7th, 2023, regular meeting.
Looked right to me.
Yeah, looks good to me.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Megan?
Yes.
Courtney? Yes. Dustin?
Yes.
Lene?
Yes.
3, consider, we don't need to do that one, sorry. 4, public appearances, petitions, communications, and personal appearances. Under Oklahoma law, the Parks and Recreation Board members are prohibited from discussing or taking any action on items not on today's agenda. 5, consideration, discussion, and possible action regarding fall sports leagues. Trent.
Okay, when do we have the sign, when did the sign up start last year for fall sports leagues? There's nowhere I can find that tells me when that is.
We started it
August 1st.
August, yeah.
And we wished,
August.
but we wished that we wanted to do it August 1st.
Okay, it probably
And
didn't.
it didn't start until middle of August. We wanted to do it a little sooner because of, we were trying to get in at least at the same times as those other leagues, like SASA and all of those. Like,
SASA starts July 15th for flag football.
yeah, so,
You want to start now, we can start getting it out there now. Yeah, it's just something
I mean, I'm good with starting it as soon as possible, but like, how long do we want to keep sign up, like, open?
They go from like July 15th to August 15th, I think is what they told me.
and like,
I'll call back up there again and double check, but that's when their flag football, their softball, their t-ball, all that stuff starts July 15th, signups.
I think we're trying to just at least get at the same time. That way it was like, people knew they had an option,
Yeah.
especially last year when we hadn't been doing anything.
Right.
I'm kind of excited about that.
Also, there has been, Dustin and I and Joe went to a Tri-County board meeting, and they are trying to find somewhere for teams to play fall baseball and t-ball. And I told them if they wanted to come to Perkins, we would host it. It'd be $500 a team. Their team pays $500. So there's Morrison's looking at it, Glencoe's looking at it, Ripley's looking at it. I've reached out to Cushing as well. And so far, none of those other teams want to host. Now, Guthrie wants to be part of it, but they want to host games as well. So it's just one of those. I just haven't reached out to Guthrie yet for that reason. I don't know if Morrison will want to drive all the way to Guthrie on a weeknight during school.
And will Guthrie just back out again?
Oh, that's the other reason I haven't even talked to Guthrie about it.
Hey, Guthrie already opened theirs, and it's like $25 a kid. They already are posting it everywhere that theirs is open, so I don't know what their plans are.
So that's where I was at. I know
So what about softball?
I would do softball too.
Softball too?
Yeah.
I didn't see it on there. Have we talked about like what all we're wanting to offer? Like, we're gonna do baseball, softball, t-ball, k-ball, like all of it?
I would just, yeah.
I think we're,
T-ball would not be K-ball.
T-ball, not
T-ball,
K-ball.
K-ball would be a no, I feel that's too young. Because, I mean,
I just had a few people ask if we were gonna offer K-ball again, like we did a few years ago.
I can put it in there.
I was gonna say, I think it was just Sassa that did it.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
It was just Sassa that year. It's the only time I know of that we did it. Well, it wasn't really even us, but
But I mean, if your younger kids are still playing t-ball, I mean, you can still put them on a t-ball team. The only difference is the ball's softer and more of a rubber ball than what t-ball is, from what I understand.
And your parents on the field.
Yeah.
And the what?
Each player has a parent on the field
well,
with them.
K-ball started way after my kids were past
I had no
that.
idea what it was until I had some people, I guess Courtney and them, they all played it.
It's like
if
a
I had, we did it. I think we were all like on the same one, or we might have been.
we crossed paths in all of that for sure.
And all the, like, I don't know. Honestly, year we did it, I thought it was kind of, I wished we did a T-ball and not K-ball. But that
Didn't
doesn't
we
mean
mention
other,
last meeting, like doing an aid or doing grades?
Yes, last meeting we talked about doing,
for soccer for sure.
I thought we were talking about grades.
Grades, do we not wanna do grades for T-ball? Or do you wanna do age? Oh, go with them.
Okay.
I don't know if we talked about grades for t-ball too. I can't
But
remember.
if we break it up, we won't have enough teams.
It would, like, we may be getting off topic. Didn't see it in here, so that's why I was asking.
I think, well, if I remember right, at the last meeting, we talked about doing soccer and T-ball, softball,
Maybe
baseball.
we switched it back to ages because we decided there were too many kids in the ages.
I think.
I think we switched back, yes,
Just for
t-ball, yeah.
And then, but then for soccer, we said pre-K, kindergarten, first and second.
That's right.
So just for T-ball, we did ages.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That was a monthly.
And we decided not flag football,
Right.
right?
We can do either. I don't care. I mean,
No,
I
we
think
decided
we
no.
decided no flag football this year. I think we were
Soccer
gonna try to
and
see
t-ball.
how much interest we had first
right.
and try to do t-ball and soccer this year, and then that was our plan that we had decided last time.
I think if we can host all the games here, like half the league here, then that'd be awesome.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, it doesn't take long to get those fields prepped. It really doesn't.
So baseball, softball
And
will be.
would it be considered tri-county, or it would just be Perkins
It
League?
would just be Perkins League, but every team would just supply their own shirts. Like your all's group was what, 8U this year?
Soccer would just be
You
like.
could just wear the same uniforms and not even get new shirts.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's a fall ball, I mean, it's gonna be a shortened league.
So
than what-
basically, it'd be like Perkins' version of Sassa.
Yes, basically is all it would be.
Well, I think that'd be great. If we can do that, then, and get enough
Just,
teams, then I'm all for it. And why wouldn't we be?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that's great. It supports our community and
Now, the other issue with that is, if we do it that way, you got these kids that are not on a team right now. Do we do signups
Oh, yeah.
for them? You see what I'm?
I think you have to do a full
Yes.
sign up, but everybody has to re-sign up on a team. It
Yeah.
doesn't,
Okay.
there has to be a,
That was my other.
yeah.
I would say take team signups and individual signups.
Okay.
You think?
Yeah.
It's $500 a team or $65 a kid.
There may be some players, you know, especially softball, that do a cheer
Right.
rather than,
Yeah.
because a game may fall on.
Games right now, what I'm looking at would be Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
Bandit cheer is Monday nights.
So
So it might just be the softball to be on certain ones or whatever.
I don't want to do Friday nights because
Yeah.
every town around this area besides Ripley is a football town. I'm not oblivious to that.
Is there a reason why we would do, and there may be, I don't know, like 500 a team, or should it just be a set, like it's just this much per kid?
The only reason I said five, like for the team in Morrison, because they're all getting their own jerseys, their own shirts, just reusing everything that they had. Like Morrison.
Flying and-
Right, we're not supplying nothing to them.
So,
That's why I just put 500 a team out there.
There's a minimum of 10 players on softball, it'd be $50.
$50 a kid.
It'd be the same thing as the sign up is $50.
Yeah. But at that time, say Dustin's from Ripley and you're from Morrison, you all would bring me $500 for your team to be in that league.
The only thing I could see is like if you just
It's
have,
just like it's going to be basically the Tri-County teams, but Tri-County does not have fall baseball.
Gotcha, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
And we are playing OK Kid rules.
so if you're an individual that doesn't have a team, you're $65.
Right.
That's gonna be.
We're supplying a jersey.
We'll have to get a jersey made for them.
But isn't our price 65
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
per kid? So shouldn't we just do
I
65?
can do 65 per kid. Yeah, I was just trying to think,
Yeah.
like these teams out of Morrison and stuff like that, just give them a flat rate of 500.
So I don't know if we can since we have that through the
But-
city.
But could we say because they're not using our field for practice, because they'll probably practice?
That's
on-
true.
Yeah, it's like
That's true.
They're traveling to us just for
Yeah,
games.
that's true.
They're not-
They'll have their own.
So to
Our
practice in
facilities
Perkins
and-
at 65 a kid. So like if Nova comes and they want to use our field, they're 65 a kid,
65 a kid.
Team,
right?
I think that's gonna get really confusing.
Well, no, because if
Is it, or is it not?
wants to use our field, we're gonna have the fee schedule of renting our fields.
Okay. Hey, I'm not gonna just keep.
It
up
wouldn't
with
be like,
That's why I didn't know. I
it
just
wouldn't
didn't.
be like a Perkins team.
It's not a
got
Perkins
all
team.
together and only paid 500. They all have to pay 65 because they're using the field.
Okay.
And
And they're signing up. They can sign up and say, I want so-and-so as my
right, just like every
But if
sign up.
Morrison wants it, and if Perry wants that.
Like
those
say,
two
say
want it.
That makes sense.
your all's team comes in and says, okay, look, we're using our fields, we're using our practice. Here's $65 a kid. Morrison comes in and they're going to pay $50 a kid, and it's
I see
$15
what you're
cheaper.
saying.
But what we're
But we'll
advertising
supply a
is,
jersey to
I'm
them.
just advertising just a
65 a kid.
Perkins, $65 a
when you
kid.
go out to go get other teams, you're
Right.
telling them, bring me 500, you can.
Because they're going to pay for my umpires, I'll
Makes
pay
sense.
my umpires, my chalk,
And if,
everything.
if they're paying 65, we're gonna give them a jersey too, right? That's what you're saying?
The team, we'll just like,
The team will
Like the
get
Perkins
together
kids.
for the jersey.
No, the Perkins, that would just be like what we did, get your own jersey.
Okay.
it's just your son.
because most of the
Each team
Perkins
is
kids,
their own
yes, most of the Perkins kids are already on baseball teams.
sub-team. Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what
And
you're
they'll have jerseys already left over from this summer or this spring.
The extra cost is really practice time on
saying.
fields,
Okay, I got you.
I see what you're saying now.
which I think is fair. The price we set, I thought it was fair to begin with, so.
Facilities and.
It's not advertising 500 a team at Perkins.
No, I'm just doing signups.
That's what I was like, aren't people gonna think, well,
No.
these kids are only, that's what I was.
And on that other deal, the city commission did approve raising the field prices. I don't know if y'all saw that or not, but they did approve that.
Okay. All right, I think, signups as soon as.
Then I will start them tomorrow. I'll get them on Facebook and we'll go with that.
So start them tomorrow.
Yeah, I will put them out there tomorrow. And I will
You update the application.
I got applications down there for $65.
Okay.
Are we limiting, like, who can join our league, or anybody can join if they pay the money?
As far as,
Like, you know how they were like, we don't want any travel teams?
Yeah,
we
like
don't
no
want
travel
any-"
teams.
oh, no. I mean, the only,
They're not gonna,
they're not gonna worry about the Perkins Park and Rec League. The only ones that would even classify as that would maybe be Morrison Hot Shots, but they were already in Tri-County. And Nova, but they were already in Tri-County.
I just- Okay.
Does that make sense?
the only other team besides what you mentioned was Tonkawa, they wanted to host.
Yeah, but they want everybody to drive to Tonkawa. And I'm like, if they're gonna offer that, why can't I do it? And nobody took Tonkawa, and it wouldn't even be for anything. I'm talking, we'll get like some medals or some rings or something to hand out, and then do an end of season tournament. So,
Back to T-ball, what's our age?
oh, I would say,
Just follow the OK Kids rule.
let's follow the OK Kids rules.
So the
January
cutoff.
1st, or is it
No,
May?
for fall ball, I thought it changed during the summer to June, didn't it? What we ran
Depends on if it's softball or baseball.
It's a calendar year.
Say that was an issue we ran into last year. We were all got together for fall ball last year.
I thought that softball changed.
I think
Baseball didn't.
I was like, baseball is
It's still
calendar.
I
January.
think that softball is September 1st, August 1st.
I just remember
August 1st or
last year that
September.
was a big thing that we ran into.
Pulling it up right now.
I think softball does change because I think Blakely has to change. That's the only reason
I just want to go with August first, because then you're getting all school age kids and not getting any 4-year-olds that aren't going to school.
That's true.
Instead of having to
I
do
know.
like
Well,
pre-K
last time we
kindergarten.
talked about this, we were gonna try to do like 6 to 8. That way you're, or so that way you're doing, or 6 to what's the
For T-ball,
6 to,
46.
yeah, whatever it is, and then you have 8 and under baseball and 10 under baseball.
Yeah,
That way
but-
you're not doing under 4.
So for when they sign up, or for what's our date though?
Okay, this
That's what I'm
says
saying. Should we do? Because if you're
8U softball cannot be 9 before January 1st of 23.
I was gonna say everything I'm finding it's calendar year too.
Yeah, they have this calendar
It
year.
must be USSAA is.
Yeah, U-Trip is different.
Yeah, your trip rules are different than.
I just remember we had a few people like come at us last fall when we got all this together because we did January 1st and there was a lot of unhappy people.
Yeah, if you turn 10 on December 31st,
That's a rule.
you are not in 8U softball.
Okay. Different, so then it.
But if you were 8U right now, then you're 8U all the way through, unless you want to move up to 10U. Then, I'm not going to tell you, you have to keep a kid at that age.
But if you do January 1st, you have all these kids that turn 4 after January 1st, but they're still going to pre-K and they can't play T-ball.
Well, they can play. You can still sign them up. They can always be under. They can't be over.
Okay.
Yeah, they can be under.
They can be under. They cannot be over.
We should just say 6 and under. 6 and under, right?
Yeah, 6 and under for T-ball.
It's an under.
As of January 1st.
That just makes it, yeah.
Yeah, T-ball 6U, 6 and under, and then 8 and under, 10 and under, so on and so forth.
Then it's up to the parent. If they are okay with their 3-year-old being out there, then
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean, hopefully.
I mean, if they signed them up
Go
and,
with that.
I said Riley played when she was 3. So just put Riley on.
So soccer, pre-K and kindergarten,
pre-K kindergarten.
first and second,
She just,
and the T-ball 6U.
Yep.
January 1st. 8U, 10U, 12U, softball,
Yeah,
baseball,
everything's-
all of that.
It's all okay.
500 a team.
Yep.
Outside of Perkins, 65 a kid.
Yep,
Within.
in Perkins.
Okay, so back to signups. We're gonna open them up tomorrow
Yes.
through, you said August 1st?
No.
What did you say? I may have, I'm
July 15th.
July 15th, when's school start?
the 17th.
August 17th.
I would do like the end of August, right?
Well, that's what I was getting, that's why I was gonna ask, like, I don't mind like putting.
2 weeks of school being.
Yeah, school week,
That's
school
next
starts the
week.
17th of August.
I think you're gonna need teams by, before a couple.
Yeah, you're gonna need them
the end
before
of
then.
August.
Well, if we have kids coming in, we can fill them in at the same price. I'm not gonna do a late fee because of the,
Yeah.
does that make sense? I mean, if I say I have a parent moving in from Wisconsin and they not getting here until August 15th.
Right.
They missed the cutoff date. Well, I'm not gonna punish a kid by making them pay the late fee. I will find somebody who'll take a kid.
We usually, last year we started practices the week of Labor Day. So that's
So
why
we
I
can
said
say,
if
like,
you
the-
do the end of August, you'll have them on teams as they come in, or
Yeah.
however.
So you could say like signups by like say the 25th of August. That gives you,
I figured we'd have teams divided by September. And
That-
then
that
2
way-
weeks of
Just try
practice.
and
that way
start.
hopefully everybody's pretty well
Yeah.
turned in by then, and
Yeah.
then if you have some stragglers,
I
the
figured
placement.
games could possibly start 3rd week of September, roughly.
Yeah.
September 11th. Ugh, that's a bad day.
But if you do the 25th, that at least gives you some time for like
Yeah, 'cause that'll give you,
tribal placement and
that'll give you 2 weeks of practice.
rearranging and.
Because you could, if we did it
Yeah,
the
because you'll
25th.
do so many on the 28th and the 29th.
Exactly.
Like,
Oh, hey, I
tons of
forgot.
people, yeah.
Right.
That way, you have a hard stop of.
Yep.
So somehow we could probably get it out through the schools too. They did it last year somehow. Like,
Yeah.
it
Well,
was-
with that being said,
I mean, if I could have
Folders.
Carla, at least at the elementary, like, she could share, like, the
Bob
breakfast.
also said we could put, I don't remember what he called it, like a Survey Monkey type deal out there on the July bill.
Oh,
And in that Survey Monkey, we can also put the softball, baseball, the fall sport signups for that
Yes.
as well.
So with that survey month, that's a whole different, we're gonna go off topic.
But that, and I know it's kind of, but if we're worried about people not being able to see the signups and don't have Facebook or so, at least then we're getting everybody that is in Perkins area, that is in the town of Perkins, that has some type of Perkins bill. There is that right there.
Yeah, and we also need to get it put in the paper and have David run
Yes.
it every single week.
Yes,
starting next week.
starting next week.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so,
Do you want me to?
I know it's a lot, but like I said, I just know there's a lot of interest in it from people. So that's the only reason I'm really trying to push now.
Well, I mean, the more places we can get it.
Right.
So we need to find some soccer rules or something.
I will try to find some soccer rules.
You really know soccer.
Could make something.
Worst case scenario, soccer may be played at Dixon Park down on the 12U field. If we have too many T-balls and stuff like that, I know 12U is not gonna have any teams in it for the most part. So I can open that up down there.
or could we not do it out there on the field west of the fields? There's the open area out there.
This golf course,
Yes.
it's got hilly. It's really not real, it's not a real level field and there's nowhere to keep the ball from going into the,
Like on the furthest side, like after the ditch, like west of the ditch. That's hilly out there.
yeah, that still kind of runs down to the ditch. If you kick a ball down that way, I mean, unless I can put some snow fencing up, not orange fencing up, but that's gonna interfere with the disc golf people.
I couldn't have told you if
I enjoy our disc golf course.
go one time, you've been converted.
Seriously?
Okay, so I move all the things that we start signups. Make sure I get all this. That we start signups ASAP, run them through the 25th. We're gonna do baseball, softball, t-ball, and soccer. Grades for soccer are gonna be pre-K, kindergarten, first and second. T-ball are gonna be ages 6U as of January 1st, 2023. Approve that we're looking at hosting, I guess, is that, or we're gonna host?
It'll all be in Perkins.
It'll all be in Perkins. $500 per team if they're not using, like, outside teams, not using our field to practice. $65 standard fee for all others.
I don't know. I'm sorry to throw a kink in this. I don't know if we can do the $500 if it hasn't been approved and it's not on the fee schedule. That's something you'll have to.
Scratch that, 65.
Okay, let's do 65.
Just do 65 and then we can talk about that later though, and it's not a bad idea for next year.
Yeah, and I can make a note to kind of come back to the next meeting.
And I know the person that might be able to get that on the minutes for the next commission meeting.
Okay. So, everything minus the 500 per team. We're just gonna do 65 per player.
Yes.
All right. Anybody second that? Or wanna add?
And honestly, if Morrison and those guys grab out the extra $15, I mean, I don't think anybody's gonna grab about it.
Good price.
If their fields do get rained out on, I mean, our T-ball fields hold water really well so they can run down here and practice.
Was that a motion? Second?
It's a couple of things, and I felt like I had to go through them.
I already forgot that she had.
Very good.
Yeah, it was a really long motion.
All right, Megan,
Yes.
Courtney,
Yes.
Dustin,
Yes.
Lene, Jody.
Yes.
All right. 7, consideration and discussion regarding, 6, consideration, discussion, and possible action regarding organizing a movie in the park event in August 2023. Trent.
Okay, I felt like our movie in the park was a pretty good success. We had roughly 100 people out there. I mean, for the
The first
for
time.
the heat and the storms and people still move. And, you know, it was asked of me, are we going to do it like a back to school thing? I mean, we have a month. I know a guy that's working on getting better sound. Already has a screen just as big as one we had this last time, and he would donate coming out and setting it up, and we would not have to pay him to do that. So at that point in time, we'd only have to have $425 for the movie. But if we want to do it, then we really need to decide now so I can start advertising and getting it back out there again.
Why not?
No, I'm all for it, like a back to school like turn it into like a back to school bash.
That's what I think, yeah.
Signups.
I mean, like, I know this is like we can do a committee, but we could even do like a water slide, like our movie, like, it's gonna be warm, so might as well just do
Do the things. Yeah.
make it a big thing.
So I mean, it's just something that was asked, and that if we want to do it,
I'm in for back to school bash.
Back to school bash, yeah. Let's see.
okay.
I think we might need to look into who else is doing a back to school bash. Don't they usually do a water slide thing at the Oak Park back to school?
I don't know.
I don't know if they'll have all their trees picked up. And I mean, Devin and them been out there working every day, but they got hit worse than anybody around here, it looked like.
Yeah.
And if they do it, then why not tag in with them if we wanted to?
Dang, like if you
And
look
they
into
do
who.
that whenever they do the haircuts and stuff.
Yeah, like the haircuts and like backpacks with school supply. Like there's like a whole.
Right.
Do they do that separate than the fire department?
See, there's all sorts of things going on. I think.
At the fire department, that was Perkins, Cheryl's thing. She did that with her and Julie teamed up at the fire department. They did haircuts there.
That's right. And hot dogs.
Yes.
Also,
But I mean, even still,
sorry. Also in the water slides, I don't know that we can do those. I don't know the circumstances surrounding it. Yeah, the blow-ups.
Blow ups, no blow ups. That's what I got told last time I brought up the water slide thing.
I thought it was just the territorial. We can look into that maybe.
I'll look back at the
Well-
minutes from that meeting.
If there's something, if this is something we want to do, then we can go ahead and get planning on it and starting it, and we'll figure out all the
Details.
before we put it out there. Hey,
That's true.
we're gonna have this, and this. I mean,
try it.
Yeah.
but we need to think about a movie.
Sprinklers, whatever.
Figure that part out later.
Yeah.
I'll spray a water hose, it's fine.
What movie?
So I kind of looked those up today because I was looking at everything. So I thought of Little Giants because it's kicking off football season 2. And then like Hotel Transylvania, like I looked up family vacation movies. Hotel Transylvania, they do like a cruise. And then the other one that popped up was a Goofy movie. I don't know if that's too young for people. I don't know. I just was I was trying to make sure we kept it where we did where we wanted. So those were the few that I found.
So it's just one of those. Just once we get it all ironed out, I need to get back onto Swank and Crichton and see what they have,
Yeah.
and I can send an email out to you all and let you know what I can get licensed for
Okay.
and everything.
Jody, make a motion.
I make a motion to to host a movie night for back to school bash sometimes in August.
Do we need to like add a committee onto that? Can we? I know it's not on here, but that's an action. Like we can put a committee together.
Yeah, I mean,
Is that a thing that we can add?
It's not on the agenda, but you all can decide amongst yourselves who's
Let's do it. Okay.
doing it.
Okay. I was just gonna add it to next meeting, but then realized next
Just
meeting.
make sure you're not talking about it in a quorum.
Sorry, Jody.
Someone want a second?
Yes, I'll second that.
Alright, Megan?
Yes.
Courtney?
Yes.
Yes.
Lene?
Yes.
Jody?
Yes.
Alright, now 7. Consideration and discussion regarding acceptance of donations to repair and upgrade park fencing. Trent.
okay, I was told by Bob, now that the fiscal year's started, we are going to really push this. I had a guy come into City Hall last week or the week before and drop off a $1,500 check for fencing and stuff. With that, I'm also reaching out to Wilson Chevrolet, I got connections there in Stillwater, and Big Red or Wilson Motorsports or whatever it is they used to do bandits are not doing bandits anymore now. I don't know what happened.
Wilson's not?
I don't know what happened, and the guy that is my contact said that he doesn't see why they wouldn't give it back to the Perkins Parks and Rec. So with that going on, if I can get enough money donated, I would love to also build an 8U, 10U field at Dixon. But it's 4 ballparks at Dixon. So right now we're looking at about $50,000 for Oakley Fence to come in and repair and replace all the fencing.
How much?
$50,000.
So
The other two quotes that I have, they have not got back with me yet. But also at the same time, it can save money if we can, I know we can, get a work day.
Take some of it down ourselves.
Take it all down ourselves. Yeah, and Aaron McIntyre said that he could get us a big roll-off dumpster to put all the fencing in. And once we get all the fencing down, just going out there and leveling it down and knocking these corners down that are horrible at Peters and
So far, we have 1,500 from that individual, and then we have the money from Joe.
yes,
So
we're around probably about 10 grand.
what does Wilson's usually do?
I don't know, but I want to hit them up. I'm going to go talk to Bill Knight Ford also. I mean, credit union, the banks. There's just a
How much is
lot.
it to build a new field?
I will have to look at that. It's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
But if I can at least get the fences covered this time around. And I'm also looking at grants too. I've already filled out one grant from CREC. So and that's about a $6,000 grant on that one.
Is it specifically for baseball fields, or is it?
No, it's just when they ask what it's for, I tell them what it's for is new fencing around our parks and stuff like that. And there are grants that are very specific on coming in and helping you rebuild a baseball field and build new baseball fields. So there's a lot of grants out there. There's just a lot of stuff that you have to look for and watch out for before you sign on the dotted line with them.
Right.
And that 50 you said was just for the fencing?
Yeah, that 50 grand is just for the fencing, and I'm going to start posting on Facebook that they can take donations to City Hall, tell them it's for the fencing repairs and upgrades for the baseball field, so that's going to be on Facebook as well. And probably the Perkins Journal.
I know. Well, never mind. It doesn't have to do with this one. It has to do with donations, but not this one.
On that one? I don't think so, but.
Discussion.
Okay.
Alright, 8, new business. Under the Open Meeting Act, this agenda item is authorized only for matters not known about or which could not have been reasonably foreseen prior to the time of posting the agenda or any revised agenda.
Do you have something, Lene? No.
It's okay. I can
Maybe it
just
could
tilt
fit in
it
there.
later. I can just tilt your link.
Okay.
Not a big deal.
And 9, adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion to adjourn, sorry.
Motion, Lene,
Lene.
second.
Court.
Yes.
Courtney,
Yes.
Justin, Lene, and Jody. This meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
On the next page? I just flew in from Eden, so it's fine. This one.
Unless,
In my race car. You know, racing from place to place.
I don't know, I didn't know where you got the pen from.
Parent meeting though for.
Oh.
No, made it to that.
So, do I need to contact you?
You're Superwoman.
Oh, Lord, no.
I have
Houston today.
that info.
I drove from Houston today.
Yeah. The only one from Morrison that's even talking to me are the hot shots. They want to go 10U. If I don't get enough 10U teams in it, then they'll go back down to 8U.
Yeah.
Because next year they'll be 10U.
Oh, yeah, not a problem. I felt bad, like, this morning when I had to, Drake didn't seem to have a problem. He was ready to go. But then he sat out there and barked at me, and I was like, I'm sorry.
Yes, I need it. I need to get that.
Whenever
Yeah.
we started talking about sponsors, it made me think of that.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we'll get that out there to them.
Alright, my other question for you is, after looking at all this from the June meeting, what was decided on the wiffle ball and kickball tournaments? Remember? It's kind of vague in there, it didn't really say
Yeah.
like what are we going to, are we not going to?
I want to, but at the same time, I don't know if we're too late with all the families being
Gone.
gone. Now that their lives are kind of back to normal.
Yeah. And then what about farmer softball?
He's still waiting to hear. He contacted He's trying. The only thing left to do is for him to go over there and talk to them.
Okay.
But the person that he met, they're not even talking to him either. So,
Is it Lyle Washington still over that?
oh, I have no idea.
Okay. I think that's all I have then.
I think maybe I want to do the kickball and stuff, and I may do one still, just not this summer, maybe later on. When it back into
There was no action on that one because it was just a like consideration and discussion
Well, I
item.
went through and I was reading it and I was like, okay, I know what they said, but I don't know like what did we decide? What did it say?
Have a good night, guys.